refusing to release the remains to the family. What would be a situation where the funeral home doesn't? I mean, I imagine if you're, if you're cremated, right? That's the whole point. You're going to have those remains released. We know from talking to you that you want to make sure that all the identifiers are there, and if they're not, to be suspicious and to ask questions. But are there any other situations where a funeral home might refuse to release the remains to the family?
Yeah, so I've seen it in a couple of different instances. One instance is, they say, pay me this additional money or something like that. And, we thought it was going to be $5,000. We signed a contract for $5,000. Before I release these, I realized that we had extra expenses here and there. You got to pay another $2,000 or I'm not releasing the remains, right? That's, scammer stuff, but
sure.
I've seen it. I've gotten phone calls for it. The other main instance that kind of comes to mind, and I saw an article about this. I haven't actually had a case about this, but this actually happened out west, where a funeral home was like super negligent, right? They did a lot of bad stuff, or allegedly negligent stuff, right? And they were not releasing remains to people because I don't think they were sure that those are they mixed up so many people that I don't think that they could have really released the remains back to people, because they realized that if they did that, wait a second, who's
then
this?
they're proving that they've made this mistake.
And so it was for that reason, I think they were just, not responding.
That sounds like a relatively unique case, but I think that if you're in a situation, and this sounds like something that's more likely to happen, where you're getting, taken advantage of, there's more money that you didn't agree to, right? Before paying that just because you're grieving in that moment, right? And just want to get these remains back and move on, make sure you talk to an attorney, because there may be a chance that funeral home is acting negligently. And that's an interesting one to think about.